Hello everyone, I'm Dawn. I'm founder of The Quiet Turning. I build environments where people can learn skills, build something meaningful and create new direction in their lives, just as I have done. So why I created The Quiet Turning, I have got a script because I am still very new. And I do not want to lose focus on what I want to tell you because it is fantastic, the steps I have learned throughout this process over the last 8 months. So there comes a point in life where you realise you can't keep going the same way. Not because everything collapsed overnight. For some of you, it may have. For me, everything did collapse. You will get to see my story as you join the Quiet Turning In Circle, as you see these YouTubes. It's because something inside you knows that you're capable of more. You know, I talk a lot about being in between this rock and hard place, and I knew there was something more. That was the point I find myself at. You know, you might not be lost, you may not be broken, but you may be at that point where you're just aware that if you don't change direction intentionally, nothing would change. It's the definition of insanity, isn't it? I kept doing the same thing and hoping for a different outcome. And I didn't get it. So I had to change, I had to build something, and I've ended up building an ecosystem, which is unexpected. I started as a creator. So that was the beginning of what became The Quiet Turning. I didn't start this because I had everything figured out. I want to say that to you. You will see, I'm filming right here with a light on in my office. However, this is a real life building. I am just a step ahead of whoever's coming into The Quiet Turning. So it's very authentic and very real. So I didn't start because I had everything figured out. I started because I was rebuilding, and I was rebuilding from the ground up. I had learned a lot of things in my life, and I wanted somewhere to put those things where I could reach a larger audience, more people, because more people can do this. So I started it because I was rebuilding, and I was rebuilding from the very solid foundations. I was learning new things, I was testing ideas, I was investing in myself. That was hard, putting an investment in myself when I had nothing. But 8 months down the line, I'm doing this, so it was a good investment. Trying to understand how people actually change their lives, not just emotionally, but practically. I think because I'm doing it practically and I'm getting it step by step and finding new things, it's exciting. I didn't think I would be where I am right now. So you can do this as well. I promise you, you can. Because motivation fades and structure doesn't, that's something I noticed very quickly. Most people don't fail because they lack potential. They don't fail because they lack the intelligence or the direction. They fail because they don't have the structure. You know, we have the direction, we know what we want comfortable lives, we just want to be emotionally well and happy and just, you know, providing for our children and paying the bills. And, you know, that's all I, excuse me, that's all I wanted. So I soon realised that there was no structure to what I was doing, but the right environment around what I was doing. I was kind of in there, all guns blazing, creating content, and I didn't know what I was doing. So I built this system from what I have learned in the past. So I kept thinking, what would have helped me when I started? This is not just inspiration. This is not a motivational page. It's not hype. This is a real opportunity. There's real systems in The Quiet Turning that you can pick and use immediately and start building from the bottom. And you get real support there as well. I'm there. A lot of the time I've automated everything else so I can be there in the school. This is the next step. So what started as my own rebuild slowly became something a lot bigger. So The Quiet Turning became this space and a place where people could learn real life subjects. There's a lot of taboo subjects in my school because I've been through a lot of things and I had to learn to help myself, to help others. So they wasn't alone. You'll get to know my story as we go. I will try and stick to the script. So It was building something meaningful, develop confidence, create opportunity, and grow alongside others doing the same. You know, this is a together thing. It's no competition. It is a collaboration. So it's not just content, it's not just motivation, but it is a structure for change, that change we need to change the outcome. So because real transformation isn't just a mindset, it's what we build afterwards. So I believe something very, very simple, and it's called the quiet turning, because people don't need more noise. I didn't need more noise. I didn't need to chase. I just needed direction. I needed practical growth. I needed to see the steps I was taking. I needed environments where learning actually led somewhere. You know, I've done all these courses. I've never put them out there until now. It's something I've always planned to do, but because of life and circumstances and the environment I was in, I've never been able to do this. So this is very exciting, and I cannot wait for you all to get, you know, in there. So this is why everything inside the quiet turning connects to the learning, the building, the earning, the growing, and then the passing it on. It's a ripple effect inside here. We want to pass it on, because when people learn something valuable, build something from it, which I hope you will do as well, it is worth it. I can help you with that. There's many people that can help you with that as well. And gain confidence from doing it. I would never have done this 8 months ago. I started a faceless channel because I didn't want to do this. And then I started bringing in a twin that looked a little bit like me, obviously younger. And then I've started this now, and I'm in it. And the confidence comes from the movement. You will hear that a lot in the school. The confidence comes after the movement, not before. We can prepare everything and want everything to be perfect, but yeah, the confidence comes after the movement. Again, going off the script. So the quiet turning is for people who know they are capable for something more. People who may feel stuck, people who are starting again, like I was, people who are quietly rebuilding, I was. You know, people wanting something meaningful to work towards. It's not for influencers, this. It's not overnight success stories. It is for builders, for people that want to build something for the long term. So people willing to learn, people willing to grow, put the action steps in, willing to take the small steps consistently, because it's only been small steps that has got me here all this time. This channel is simply an extension of that journey. I am already in school. I am on Instagram. I want to come to YouTube now and share it even more. I want to share what I'm building, what I'm learning. We learn something new every week. What actually helps people change direction. How structure creates confidence, how people can learn while building something meaningful. You know, learning is a big thing. I say this a lot as well. You know, the day I stop learning is going to be a very sad day, because, you know, I don't think any of us will ever know everything. And yeah, it covers some really good topics in there. So I've lost where that was. So what actually helps people change direction, how structure creates confidence, and how people can learn while building something meaningful. Again, there's no hype. It's not pretending it's easy. This is not easy for me, but this feels good as I'm going on, actually. And I'm sure a few videos in, it will be even more natural. So not pretending it's easy. It's just real growth, real building, and it's real direction. So if you are at the point where you know something needs to change, that rock and that hard place, and you keep doing the same thing and nothing changes, you're the guys. If you're quietly rebuilding your direction, you know, you can still keep the life you have got, but quietly in the background, you can rebuild something long lasting. You don't have to change your entire life. You can just be doing something in the background. Those small steps can be 5-10 minutes a day, and you can be building real stuff. So yeah, and for where was I? See, this is where I go off script again. So if you are looking for something real to build toward, if you are in the right place, this is the quiet turning. And you don't have to rebuild alone. I will be here along the way. You will see my journey. Sometimes I'll be, like I say, up here in the office. Sometimes I might be in bed at 8 o'clock at night telling you my day. It's, you know, maybe, maybe not. But you get real, you get authentic, and it is my journey. And I'm doing this so that you can see what I learned to do and what I can do. And hopefully you get that need that you think, I could do that as well, because that's what it's about, because you can. So start your growth path. And if you're walking this road too, welcome. And that is the end of the script. I will leave it there. This can be my first video. I am not going to edit or anything. I'm just going to stick it out there because this is what it's about, right? Thanks.